In a move that has sent shockwaves through the sports and sneaker worlds, Stephen Curry and Under Armour have officially parted ways. After a 13-year partnership that redefined what an underdog brand could achieve, the two have mutually agreed to go their separate ways, effective immediately. This isn't just a simple contract ending. It's the conclusion of an era. The Curry brand, Steph's personal line of shoes and apparel, is now fully independent from Under Armour. What does this mean for one of basketball's most iconic players and a sportswear giant desperately trying to find its footing? Let's break it all down. The announcement came suddenly, separating the highly successful Curry brand from Under Armour at a particularly vulnerable time for the company. For 8 consecutive quarters, Under Armour has seen its sales decline. They've been through a revolving door of leadership, and founder Kevin Plank is back at the helm, trying to steer the ship through stormy waters. The market is tougher than ever. Consumers are spending less, and new, agile brands like On and Hoka are capturing the attention of both athletes and a new generation of customers. Even industry titans like Nike are feeling the pressure. In a statement, Plank framed the split as a strategic move. He said, "For Under Armour, this moment is about discipline and focus on the core UA brand during a critical stage of our turnaround. And for Stephen, it's the right moment to let what we created evolve on his terms." Essentially, Under Armour is doubling down on its own identity, while Curry gets the freedom to take his brand in any direction he chooses. Curry himself echoed this sentiment, stating, "What Curry brand stands for, what I stand for, and my commitment to that mission will never change. It's only growing stronger. I'm excited for a future that's focused on aggressive growth." So, what happens now? Curry maintains sole ownership of the Curry brand and is free to find a new retail partner. Imagine the possibilities. Could he team up with a competitor like Adidas or Puma, or maybe a direct-to-consumer model? The options are wide open. Meanwhile, Under Armour will have one last release with the superstar. The Curry 13, set to drop in February, will be the final shoe under their partnership. After that, Under Armour's basketball division will have to find a new face. This split raises a lot of questions, especially given how central Curry has been to Under Armour's identity. For nearly a decade, his name was a constant mention in their quarterly earnings calls. He was the golden goose, the proof that they could compete with the biggest names in the business. But in their most recent call, just last week, there was a deafening silence. Curry's name wasn't mentioned once. Instead, Plank spoke about the potential in other categories, like football, and even seemed to downplay their basketball business, which he noted was only about $100 million globally for a $5 billion company. Was this a sign of things to come? It certainly seems so now. Let's rewind a bit to understand how significant this partnership was. Back in 2013, Curry made a bold move. He was a rising star, but he chose the much smaller Under Armour over the behemoth, Nike. Why? He was drawn to their underdog mentality. It was a perfect match. Curry was the overlooked prospect who became a league MVP, and Under Armour was the challenger brand taking on the giants. Together, they created something special. The Curry signature shoe line became a massive success, proving that you didn't need a swoosh to dominate the court. The Curry brand officially launched in 2020, with the goal of becoming something like Nike's Jordan brand, a legacy that would outlive Steph's playing career. He wanted it to be a platform for other athletes to join. Just last year, they signed a new long-term extension, making Curry the president of his own brand, housed under the Under Armour umbrella. He was even given stock in the company, valued at $75 million at the time, tying his future directly to theirs. This made today's news even more surprising. A long-term deal 1 year, a complete split the next. What changed so drastically? While neither side has given specifics beyond their official statements, we can speculate. At 37, Curry is nearing the end of his incredible NBA career. His focus is naturally shifting towards his post-playing legacy and other ventures, like golf. He wants aggressive growth for his brand. Perhaps Under Armour's internal struggles and slower pace were unaligning with Curry's ambitions for his own brand's future. He wants to build an empire, and maybe he felt he needed full control to do it his way, on his timeline. For Under Armour, this is a massive blow, but also a chance for a hard reset. Plank's strategy is to fix the product assortment and redefine the brand's core message. Without Curry as the centerpiece, they are forced to stand on their own 2 feet and prove their value in performance, where beyond a single superstar. Plank stated, "This move lets 2 strong teams do what they do best. Under Armour is focused on product innovation. Curry brand gets the independence to determine its own future." That's good for Steven and good for UA. It's a clean break, allowing both to pursue their own paths. So, the big question on everyone's mind is, where does Curry brand go from here? The potential is enormous. Curry is one of the most beloved and marketable athletes on the planet. Any brand would be lucky to partner with him. Will he join forces with an established giant to take his brand global overnight? Or will he take a more independent route, perhaps partnering with a non-traditional player, or even building his own ecosystem from the ground up? His vision of creating a brand that other athletes will join could now accelerate. He's no longer tied to a single company's strategy. This story is far from over. In fact, it's just the beginning of a new chapter for both Stephen Curry and Under Armour. It's a fascinating case study in athlete branding, corporate strategy, and the ever-shifting landscape of the sportswear industry. We'll be watching closely to see what moves both sides make next. Who do you think Curry should partner with? And can Under Armour successfully reinvent itself without its biggest star? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more updates on this story and all things sports business.